Hello guys, the Master Duel Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I am going to be playing some Sprite Melffy, and I'm going to go ahead and go over the deck list real quick. So interesting things to talk about, because obviously we have like a very standard Sprite package. Beaver is necessary in this deck. I already think this was a good normal summon in the deck, but this is necessary. You can search it off Caddy to have more follow-up if you already have Penny. Pretty much means if you open one of the Melffys, you can go Melffy of the Forest, search the other one, and then Caddy, search Beaver. So then you have like your Melffy stuff going, and you have guaranteed follow-up. Also, trying out main deck DD Crow, just because this is good versus Tearlament. It's also a way to beat Havenous effect on your turn, which is like something that you have to be able to beat. So I tried putting these in over like Nib. I took Nib out of my deck for now. I put Moonlit in the deck because this is really good against Kikalos, like Moonlit, Imperm, Veiler, all very good against Kikalos effect. And then I decided to keep the Swap Frog stuff in the deck. I feel like it's just necessary to have this in the deck. It's like really, really good. It also helps you get to your end board. And if you want to, you could link away Melffy of the Forest for IP. I did have that come up a few times. Also, if you can set up the Melffy stuff and IP, then you can go for Avermax, which protects your Herald, which means they can't beat over Herald, which means like this card can use its like Floodgate effect and try to like hold it there. Also, quick notes about this deck. I think I'm gonna try a different build out with Mannequin Cat, and I'm gonna try to play like End of Anubis in the deck, kind of like how Dinkan Found was doing in the TCG just a couple months ago. And then also main deck like D-Shifter in the deck probably. Just because I feel like without Sprite Sprint, Sprite Double Cross, or Totally Awesome, it's kind of hard for this deck to have a good chance. Now, remember, if we do get like Double Cross, we could go for like Newman lines, where we Swap Frog, dump this card, and then Sprite Double Cross, summon it back. But until we have options like that, there's no point of really going in depth about them. So we can just go ahead and hop right into a match. So I did play a few matches with this deck. I actually had an insane match. We can actually go over that replay after I play this match real quick. And then I can show off that replay. I kind of want to VOD review it too, because I don't feel like I played perfect in it. So, onto the game. I am going to be going second. Okay, that's fine. I'm pretty sure that this list plays 17 hand traps in it right now. Yeah, 17 hand traps. I thought about cutting Called By, but like, you really need to be able to beat Maxi, and then at the same time, having like 3 Ash and 2 Called By in your deck also means that you can like Prosperity as your first play and try to hit an out to Maxi also, and Called By is good on your turn against like a tier effect because it will shut it down. But this is standard, everyone's playing tier right now. You're going to go Keldo, discard YuGiOh. I drew 0 hand traps, so I actually just auto lose the game. Not a whole lot you can do about that. You know, if you just happen to draw horrible, you kind of just lose. Oh, they're playing Ava. I guess that's just like a crazy mill. Wow. They're actually playing that. Okay. So, banish the orange light. Yeah, it's like a crazy mill there. Because they're setting up like the Shizu stuff very well, and they're going to have Solic live. Okay, I'm actually just not going to waste any time here. We can just hop into the next match, because that is a guaranteed loss right there. You really have to have hand traps to be able to like try to beat tier. Sprite is not going to be pushing through the end board. If you play a different deck, if you play like Tearlament mirror matches, you don't need hand traps in that mirror, but that's because the deck is like way stronger into a field. But even then, sometimes you do need hand traps or going second cards, because if they summon Abyss Dweller, you probably just lose if you only have Engine. Like, it's like really hard to beat that, unless if maybe you have like, I don't even know, like instant fusion, so that way you can Dweller in the Zeus a lot easier. You know, something like that's going to be necessary. But okay, so next game, I am going second. I have Imperm, Maxi, so even if Maxi gets stopped, I still have Imperm to try to target Kikalos. I think out of my last, I want to say I've played like 20 matches since tier dropped, about roughly 24 hours ago. I'd say since then, most of my matches have been against tier. I think people are just excited to play a deck that's this strong. But it also makes me wonder how they're going to hit the deck on the next ban list, because it will have to be impacted somewhat. I don't think they're going to want this deck to stick around very long. Kelbeck effect. Also, tier mirrors take so much time. Like, your timer will almost always be, like, going down. Okay, so I did lose my Melffy Caddy there, which doesn't really matter. You're not going for the stuff going second nearly as much as you're going for the stuff going first. So they're going to go Solic Havnus. That's fine. I don't have anything to stop that. I have 2 monster negates. So, they're also playing Monster Reborn in their deck. Main deck Crime. Oh. They're just making a window from the hand. Wow. Okay. That's okay. Right? Oh. That's even, like, more okay. I thought they were about to go for Winda. I was like, Winda actually just doesn't do anything. But Mud Dragon does a lot. Because Mud Dragon, if you summon Mud Dragon and then summon Kikalos, Mud Dragon will be dark by then. Like, what's going to happen is they're going to go normal summon Rhino. Rhino effect chain link 1. Do you have a response? I'm going to say no. Then they're going to go Mud Dragon effect, declare dark. Okay. And then if they did it in the order that I said, it pretty much would make it to where Rhino can't be targeted, nor can the Kikalos be targeted. So, like, both of them are safe. But since they decided to do it like this, I kind of want to hand trap this, just to shut it down. Because I have another Moonlit too. Like, it's like a little sketch. That they go Redoer, discard, summon out. I think I'm fine with it though. Activate. I kind of want to get some value on my hand traps, even though I know Imperm is a card that you can hold for your turn. But Imperm on your turn against tier doesn't even feel that good. Feels very, very decent. So like, even if you target like a Rukalos, they could just like Soul Extend Rukalos, bring back Rukalos, and now the Rukalos has its negate again. So it's like the Imperm didn't really impact him. It made him play a little bit different. But when you're playing against tier, especially with a deck like Sprite, you're pretty much always at like a disadvantage, and you just need your hand traps to try to like even out the game. Also, I really can't wait for Bystials. I wonder if they're going to release those before trying to hit this deck. Or maybe they'll hit this deck and release Bystials at the same time. So that way, like, a lot of decks can compete with tier. Oh. Okay, they're going to set pass, which means neither of these should be tier cards. But who knows? Maybe they are tier cards. And they just decided to play it out awkwardly. I'm thinking about doing Prosperity first. I probably should. Just Prosperity for 3. No, I can actually go for 6, right? Because I can get rid of Herald. I can get rid of Melffy. Amirage. I kind of just want to leave everything else. Yeah, so I'm okay with just going for 3 here. It's not like I'm behind. Should be ahead. 1, 2, 3. Or at least like it appears that I'm ahead. I have Ash for Meta Noise too, if that's what they have, to shut that down. Prosperity for 3, any response. They always have Mud Dragon or Medora that could activate, so it's not like they're revealing it. They have a trap that they could chain set. So they're going to use Mud Dragon called Dark. That's fine. No response. And then look at the top 3. Veiler, Maxi, Moonlit. Oh. I can't draw off Maxi this turn, otherwise it's just like obviously Maxi, because I can resolve it this turn and next turn if they just try to play. I kind of just want to grab Veiler. Moonlit's once per turn, makes it kind of awkward. Yeah, I'll grab Veiler. And then Moonlit is live on my turn. Which could be cool. Yeah, I think it's like fine. It's like maybe grab Maxi to normal summon it here over Jet. So that way I have more plays on my follow-up in case if this does somehow get stopped. Which again, I'm really not sure how this by itself would get stopped. Like they could have, I don't know. They don't have called by, otherwise Max C would have got hit with called by for sure. Or at least something would have got hit with called by. But they're thinking about what to do after I normal summon out Jet. But one thing I also have noticed is that Max C doesn't feel that crazy against Tier. Oh, so they decided to keep Solik set. Like, they could have just made Redoer, though, right? And, like, I don't know. I feel like Redoer with, like, Solik to discard off Rhino is, like, pretty decent. They're going to Solik. Are they negating? Target? Why are you negating this? I thought we were just flipping this. Okay, yeah, sure. Send Rhino, negate. Oh no! My normal summon Jet. Oh no, special summon effect. Okay. Hopefully this is K. Imagine Solemn Strike would actually just like beat me. Okay, grab starter. And then afterwards, let's see, cause my starter play would be like blue in the blank into Gigantic, into Swap Frog, into Elf, and to bring that back in the IP. Actually, I could bring back Caddy too, off of Elf. On their turn though. Okay. So Zeus play doesn't seem horrible. They do get Solik search, or attempt to search. I'm actually down to go for Zeus. Yeah, I'm down. So overlay these, go for Sky Cavalry. 1, 2, summon. And then, okay. Oh, they're still thinking here. I mean, they could Medora out Caddy, which is fine, because, like, I wasn't even going to summon it till their turn. But at the same time, I will attack Mud. Yeah. Attack over that. How far does this actually get? Do I actually get to, like, summon Downward Zeus and wipe the field? Is that gonna happen? And then I get to keep playing. Summon. Bring out. Okay. And then, oh, would have already happened if they had something. So I don't think they actually have anything for this. So this should be able to wipe. Solik effect, chain Ash on that, shut that down. Like, come on, this just can't be real. Like, this isn't good content. There's no way you're just you're impermanent Solicing cards that don't do anything. Like, I want better content. Just get better a little bit. You know, like the Redoer play, like, I'm not even mad about. Okay, it's like you're negating in weird spots. That's what I'm mad about. Activate Zeus effect, and then Zeus can go ahead. Really just detach anything, right? Doesn't really matter. I'll detach Jets and see if they want a Medora put back a Jet. I'll see if they make that mistake too. They'll be like, oh, there's 3 Jets in graveyard. Maybe I should out one. So, Solik effect, Chain Ash. Shut that card down. I'm not letting any of the tier stuff start rolling again. I think tier players will get better too once I get higher ranked. Because right now I'm Platinum tier 4. I'm going to keep grinding up into Diamond. Definitely don't want to get to Diamond 1 though. Just gets uncompetitive at that point. Okay. Activate starter. I wish they would have Imperm Zeus. Played that a little bit better. Okay. Come on. Just activate Medora so that way it stops asking you to chain things. Summon. Effect. Go search. And then that can go ahead and grab out red. Summon. Okay. Special summon. I'm trying to think if there was like a really cool play, but I don't think there's like a really cool good play to go for. So I can go special. Okay. And then overlay, go into Gigantic. and then use Gigantic effect, and then detach, go special, bring out Swap Frog. Alright, effect. Then I also have like so many interruptions in my hand too. Like it really doesn't matter what they top deck, I still just win. Detaching red, detaching blue, no difference. I'm about to just link it off anyways. So detach, go summon, bring out, effect, go dump. You can also play Neko main king if you want to try to make it so that way when they hit you with the mill cards, you can try to make it end phase of their turn so that way they can't set purples. Trying to think of like other tech cards you could try out. You could play Nimble Angler in this deck. 1, 2. Okay. Here's where the real bait comes. Because I either just get follow up off of Elf. Oh, okay. Activate. Because either I go like Elf effect, target swap, and then they chain the shuffle back everything. Or I start with the Ronin Totem. See if they now chain a shuffler, and if they do, I can just chain Elf. Yep. Weird. Yep, go ahead, summon back. I guess it depends what their targets are. Because like if they target red, then I'm going to bring that back. If they target Caddy, then like... Well, I guess, you know, do they target multiples? Do they target Ronin Totem, red, and Caddy? Because I kind of doubt they will. Yeah, they target blue. So I can just chain Elf. Elf, summon back out red. Keep that in rotation. I can just summon the Caddy on their turn if I want to, which I really don't need to. I'm already up so much, so I can just special summon out like a blue. Really want them to target Jet though, but target's blue. Okay. Then I just pass. Cool. And they're on 0 cards. Now they're on 1 card. Against a Veiler, Maxine, Moonlit, Sprite, Red, Zeus, plus enough stuff in extra deck to end the game next turn. Normal summon a blank Shaylin. Okay. I guess I can summon Jet to search Smashers. Or actually, should I summon Caddy and see if they declare an attack on it? Yeah, I'm going to do that one. I want to see if they declare an attack on Caddy, because it's whenever your opponent normal summons or special summons, or declares an attack for this, on this monster I should say, you can bounce it back to hand, search a beast monster. Okay, so they're still going to attack Elf, that's fine. Zeus effect to attach. Effect. Select the card to be an XYZ material, okay. I guess I could just attach Swap Frog so that way I can Elf summon it and get back to Ronin Totem. I don't have to go Gigantic. Surprising that they're not scooping though, when they're actually on 0 cards. Like, were they thinking I was gonna like Zeus wipe Shaylin? Draw Veiler. Okay. And then let's see. We can go like this is like so many routes here. Make Gigantic, detach Swap Frog from Zeus, summon out from deck. No, that's not it. Okay, I'm just gonna wing it because I'm already up so much. Actually, let me normal summon a hand trap and then wing it. Okay, normal summon. Go on the Elf. 1, 2, summon. And then effect, summon back. I'm just gonna be up more than I was the turn before. So I'm gonna be like higher up, easier to win now than it was before. It's definitely not like Elf summon Gigantic effect, right? Detach Swap Frog, go summon Swap Frog. I can target. Hold on, this can't target Zeus though, which sucks because I can't like double Zeus attack. So I could have like 32 Smashers out. Okay, I think that is game if I do that. I know I said I wasn't gonna think about it, but then I saw like the Elf summon back Gigantic from Graveyard, which feels nice. To go ahead and detach the extra material off of the Zeus. Detach, go summon, bring out Swap Frog, Swap frog effect, go dump. And then that's gonna go ahead and dump the Ronin Totem. Okay. And then, okay, yeah, they're gonna go ahead and met defeat. I had like summon back, make shark. But okay, I want to go over the one match that I had played earlier. Okay, so go ahead and go over this. Nope, did not mean to do that. So play replay. Alright. So I do win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot this game. And I do choose to go first. I wish it would also tell you that. Because like, it doesn't say that anywhere, right? And there's no way to like confirm. There's like no way to like confirm who chose. But summon Beaver. Beaver, bring out Beaver. Special red. Activate starter. Bring out blue. Blue, special jet. And then I get the jet effect to go search. And then also, I feel like when you're going for the Melffy stuff more, you want to get Smashers in rotation more often to protect Herald. I go Prosperity for 3. I hit Swap Frog there, which means I'm able to go for the Search Max C line, which is really nice. So I can overlay, summon out Gigantic, and then Gigantic effect, detach, bring out Max C, discard Ronin Totem, summon swap, swap dump swap, swap bounce back Max C, and then use those to go ahead and make Elf, and then Elf effect summon back, bring out Swap Frog effect, Swap Frog, and then here I wasn't sure if I wanted to leave an extra body or not on field for Smashers. And then I decided not to. I was like, no, I don't really need to do that. Let's go ahead, go into Melffy of the Forest. And then pretty much what the Melffy stuff does altogether is detach. Like, you make Melffy of the Forest with 2 level 2s. Which, first of all, is crazy that you can make like an XYZ here. That is so useful. Because it detaches, it searches, and then end phase Caddy summons itself out. And then Caddy lets you make Herald on their turn. And lets you trigger Melffy of the Forest to make it so one of their monsters are negated and can't attack. Which is also just like a really big effect. But they start with Grass, right? They have 54 cards in deck. I have 26 cards in deck. I don't have a way to stop that. I think Grass tier is probably just not the way to play it. But you do get so much advantage if you activate Grass. Like, they also play Eradicator, which means they were playing Curious stuff in their deck. But we can see that they mill Keldo, Diviner, Medora, YuGiOh, Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, Gizmek, Kelbeck, Scream, Keldo, Nessie, Rhino, YuGiOh, Mothman, Shaylin, and another Nessie. And all those cards I named off were like the good cards that they milled, right? Like, they get them a little bit. Like, Nessie's an Aqua for Kikalos or for Kaleido. The Dangers or Darks for Muddragon. They go Shaylin 1, Rhino 2, YuGiOh 3, Kelbeck 4. I go Max C 5. Also, I wanted to bring this up. I think, yeah, I messed up at the beginning because when they activated Grass, I was supposed to chain Elf and then Elf summon back out from the graveyard, and then summon Blue and get Blue effect to search. But I didn't do that. My thought process was really bad in this spot, and like I remember thinking about it like the second it happened. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play around Called By, because like I really want Max C to resolve. But then it's like they're playing infinite cards in their deck. They didn't draw Called By, so that was just like the wrong thought, right? And then Kelbeck mills. I'll go over those mills in a second. I went ahead. I milled Jet. I milled Beaver. Just a bunch of hand traps. Then they milled Nessie, Medora, Havness, Diviner, Rhino, Scream. Okay, so also none of these times have they activated Scream. So maybe that means they only play Crime. Maybe that means they just open Solic. I'm going to assume it means that they open Solic because there's no way that you don't play that card. That's the best trap because it's the best mill. And it's pretty good on the field also. And it works with Rukalis really, really well. But and mill Havness there, which they haven't activated yet, so you know they're gonna get free stuff off that. Summon Rhino by discarding Merly. I draw Veiler. Then they're gonna put back to now resolve the Shaylin. Put back Nessie and itself. Summon Kikalos. Draw Called By. Kikalos Chainlink 1, Merly Chainlink 2, and then Havness Chainlink 3. And then Chainlink 4, I go Caddy. Usually the Herald and stuff seems a lot better, but if your opponent starts with Grass, like, it's just not a whole lot you can do against that. And then in response to Caddy, they chain Medora to try to put back their field spell and their Crystal Beast. So that way they can activate Rainbow Bridge of Salvation to search those 2 cards, which pretty much just puts a free monster in hand that can be used for Shaylin and stuff, or just like a random normal summon body. And then it also gives you the Broken Field spell that is a once per turn pop, make everything gain 500 on their field, and a free Rodon activation too. Valor the Kikalos there in response. I kind of just want to like shut this card down. Then grab back Caddy, go ahead search out Penny. Now they resolve, they put back Kikalos and the Havness. So put those back, summon out Rukalos, I draw Max C, Merly resolve, put back, and then bring out Kaleido Heart, and the new chain link, trigger effects, the Kikalos is negated there from the Valor. They're going to go Kaleido 1 on Elf, I go Melffy of the Forest 2, target Kaleido, because on the last chain link, a face-up Melffy was returned to my hand. So because of that, I can target one face-up monster the opponent controls, and its effects are negated, and it cannot attack for while it's face-up on the field. So then they're going to activate Rainbow Bridge of Salvation in the chain link, just because they can. Go ahead, search out the Crystal Beast, search out the Tear Field spell. And then also one like actual strategy of Tear against like decks that are not Tear is you just make them mill a bunch of cards. Like if your opponent goes first, like if I'm playing Sprite, right, and I go first and I combo, and then you start breaking my field, kind of, but you're milling my deck, you're taking away a lot of resources, because like right now I only have 11 cards. Next turn, if you hit me with just a single mill 5, I'll have 5 cards in deck after my draw for turn. And like at that point, so many of my cards just don't have as much value as they need to. But shut down Kaleido, new chain link, I go Elf, target Jet. They chain Rukalos. I really wanted my IP to go through, so then I activate IP, and I was kind of surprised that they even let that go. I was like, oh, wow, like, sure, Rukalos on Elf, sure, because then I just chain IP, right? And you specifically need to chain IP there because, first of all, Elf will be destroyed, but it's also because now, since you got rid of Elf, Rukalos doesn't send a tier card. Because if you read it, it says when your opponent activates a card or effect that includes an effect that special summons a monster or monsters, quick effect, negate the activation, and if you do destroy it, then send 1 tier card from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard. So, because it says, and if you do destroy it, then, which they didn't destroy it, because I got rid of it. So, this doesn't destroy the Kaleido, which would give them even more value here. They're going to go Keldo to put back a YuGiOh, Kelbeck, and Havness. I was like, sure, like that's fine. And then I activate Melffy Penny, because I wanted to do that like right on resolution, but then right on resolution they were like Keldo to shuffle back, and I was like, sure, I'll just wait until the resolution of that. And then go ahead, summon out Herald of Arclight, and then they go normal summon Snow from hand, Snow target Herald, and I was like, wow, that is a crazy normal summon, because that's so many bodies from the graveyard, right? Like they have 25 cards, and that just like forces the Herald there, because they couldn't attack over it. Then they go field spell, search Havness, I just let that go. And then next they go battle phase, they attack, and I'm like, okay, Abramax getting attacked, like I don't know what the goal was there. And then they go Gizmek, banish, summon, and then they go Destrudo, which like this just makes it like super obvious. Like they're playing Dangers, they're playing Gizmek, they're playing Destrudo. This is all for Curious, the Lightsworn, because that card is crazy, but that deck does get hurt pretty bad by Max C because of how like heavy combo reliant it is, which is probably why their name is Ban Max C, because they just play like super combo heavy decks. But I drew DD Crow there off that. They go in the dark, and then I draw starter. They go dark effect, target IP. I go chain smashers. This takes this off board, which is a dark, because they're trying to set up like a Curious line, which I'm not even sure what they're gonna dump. But I just out that, and then they just scoop, and like it didn't really make that much sense. I wish I could like look at more of their stuff. It still shows me their graveyard, which is kind of cool, but I can't look at anything else. But as you can see there, I was not even slowly, I was like for sure losing that game. Like that game was not in my hands, it felt like, at all. I guess that they really didn't have anything else, but the problem is like, I see the snow, I see the shuffle backs, like they're both there still, so those are both going to still cause problems to me. The snow is strong, Shizu Millers are very strong against me. I have Herald, the thing is like on my turn I could like flip Herald, and then Herald is broken because it lets me like they can't even activate Havness. Well, they can, but they're going to mill the monsters from deck and they get banished. So like it just protects me from a bunch of their cards, or I could use it on Solic to stop it if I need to. Avermax with IP is also like kind of strong, but they can still deck you out while you have that up. And they can also Zeus to out it, which isn't that hard to do. They probably could have, I mean, they could have even accomplished that there if they wanted to, but they decided not to by playing it the way that they did. The combo build of Tier will... The thing is I think this will probably end up just being the better build of Tier. Like the big combo build. I don't think 60 cards, but some type of like danger with stuff in it. Just because like Curious is really broken and Snow is really broken. Curious can get to Snow. Snow gets you to more stuff. It feels good. You have a lot of good mills in your deck, being like the Gizmek, the Destrudo, the Snow. So also when your opponent's making you mill, you're hitting cards that have value, but they all do lose to shuffle backs. That's why it's like, I feel like in the mirror match, when they activate a card like a shuffler or a miller to make you mill, I feel like it's really good to hit stuff like Solic or Scream or stuff that gives you like initial instant value, because otherwise if you mill a Tier name, it's probably just going to get hit with a shuffler anyways from their graveyard, and then you didn't really get value besides baiting out a shuffler, which is still good. It's still good, but if you can mill like a name with a Solic and you get the Solic search, like that's broken. But also I won this game. They scooped here. I actually couldn't interact with them anymore this game because my timer was on 0. I didn't even know it could do that. I literally won the game while my timer was on 0. They just scooped. And I was like, wow, that was crazy. Because I wasn't supposed to win that one. And I saw that their name was Ban Max C here, and I started laughing because I literally hit them with Max C and drew 2 more Max C. But going ahead and showing off the deck list one more time in case if anyone wants to go ahead and copy it. I don't think this build is going to be the build of Sprite to play. I think Sprite in general is going to struggle with how the format is being built with no Bestials and stuff. And then a tier with like all like the really strong cards. So I'm probably going to show off like some other ways to build the deck, like with Shifter in the main deck, Mannequin Cat, and then try to go for the end of Anubis. Did I spell it wrong? Okay, looks like I did. Here we go. It'll pop up here. What? Okay, now I'm just being trolled. Okay, well, I'm just gonna look it up here, because, like, it's obviously just not popping up for some reason. Pretty sure it's a Fiend. Could be wrong. Oh my god, I was actually just wrong. Okay, it's not a Fiend. What type is it? I just forget. It's definitely in this game, right? Like, I'm not wrong? Is it level 8? I thought it was level 7. This is actually gonna hurt me. Like, what? Hold on. I'm literally about to Google this card right now. Actually, you know what? I'm actually Googling it right now. Because I want to show the card. And, like, is it just not even in the game? Like, what? Like, I look it up right here and it pops up instantly. It's a Fiend. It's level 6. Oh, okay. Level 6. Okay. The end of Anubis. This is crazy. It's just not in the game. Is this card banned? Wait. Is this card banned? Forbidden and limited list. Standard. Is End of Anubis banned? There's no way how this card would be banned. There's no way. It's not banned. It just never released on Master Duel. This isn't even like a new card. This card came out, I don't even know when exactly, but at least before 2013. Well, I guess I'm going for Newman, which is a lot weaker. What? There's no way that just happened. It's not even how. It's just not even in the game. The End of Anubis. The Mannequin Cat target. Are you joking? They wanted Tier to be good a year ago. They predicted this when the game came out that they weren't going to release this card because they knew that somebody named Dinkan Pham would make the End of Anubis sprite list that was made to beat Tier specifically, so they never released it. I'm actually blown away. That actually blows my mind that this card just never released. Wow, okay. Well, I wasted a lot of your time talking about this at the end and at the beginning because I thought the card was in the game, but, like, it appears it's not. Okay, well, you could play Newman instead for the Mannequin Cat target, but it's a lot worse, so I don't know if it's actually going to be playable at all then. Sprite is in a horrible spot. They really made Sprite into a bad spot, but alright. With all that being said, the Master Duel Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.